The Supreme Court yesterday struck down a Texas abortion law that we've been covering for a long time that is oppressive and destructive. According to various estimates, the law would have forced more than 75% of the state's clinics that perform abortions to shut down. The currently 8-justice Supreme Court voted 5-3 that the 2013 Texas law must go. Back in 2013, the law said that clinics that provide abortion services have to, number one, meet the same building standards as ambulatory surgical centers, and that doctors performing abortions must have admitting privileges at nearby hospitals. Now, these are very excessive standards, and as a result, we have seen the number of clinics providing abortion services in Texas drop from 42 to 19, and that number, as I mentioned, would have been expected to continue dropping if the Supreme Court had upheld this law. Just thinking about the reality that abortion patients rarely require hospitalization, many of them are taking a couple of pills, you can quickly see how a policy that requires all doctors involved in abortions to have admitting privileges makes no sense. But clearly, those who wanted this law didn't see it that way. And here's what's absolutely fascinating about this, Lewis. The reasoning from Justice Stephen Breyer, who wrote the majority opinion, his reasoning is completely conservative language. Now, what do I mean by that? I'll show you. Here is a quote from Justice Breyer's majority opinion. He said, "Neither of these provisions offers medical benefits sufficient to justify the burdens upon access that each imposes. Each places a substantial obstacle in the path of women seeking a pre-viability abortion. Each constitutes an undue burden on abortion access, and each violates the federal constitution." What is he saying there? He's saying the benefits of this law do not justify the burdens that they create. This is the mantra of so-called small government conservatism. Do not add, do not create, do not pass any law where the benefits don't clearly outweigh the burden imposed on the people by more law, by more government. You couldn't have a more conservative reasoning for this decision, could you?
No. As far as political conservative arguments go, this makes perfect sense. But you're forgetting about one thing.
Yes, that is called Jesus. Yeah, I mean, do you want to say more about that? I think most people get it.
I think people understand what we're saying.
The court's decision is going to affect similar laws not only in Texas, but in 12 other states. There are other laws that are now on hold because of court challenges. This law, as many of these did disproportionately affect poor women. It would have disproportionately affected women of color if upheld. And there's some people who saw the results and they say, they clearly can't do math. See, Scalia is gone, and now it's liberal activism on the Supreme Court. Wrong. It was a 5-3 decision. Antonin Scalia could have made it 5-4. By the way, 5 is still more than 4 unless we've misplaced our rulers. So that would not have made a difference here. And the great news, if you don't like abortion, is even after the Supreme Court's decision, you still don't have to get an abortion, Lewis. That's the amazing thing about it.
Mm-hmm. But I guess you have to stop other people from getting them because Jesus.
Well, let me remind conservatives. I share your desire to reduce the number of abortions. Truly, I don't want abortions to take place. I believe they should be legal medical procedures like so many others. I believe that it is absolutely important that this be available, but I want to work with you to reduce the number of abortions. And the great thing is we have this thing called science. We know how to reduce the number of abortions. You offer comprehensive sex education. Oh, right. Well, the religious conservatives are against that. You also offer universal access to contraception. Oh, well, they're against that as well. So please join me in an evidence-based approach to reducing the number of abortions. They're unwilling to do that. It's like saying, yeah, I want to stop car accidents, but I don't want speed limits. I don't want driver's ed. I don't want laws against drunk driving, nor brakes or traffic lights.
Or seatbelts.
Or seatbelts. I don't want any of that stuff, but I do want to reduce the number of car accidents. It makes no sense.
Nope. And good luck convincing them of that, Dave.
Yeah.
You just say the word sex around them and they squirm.
Right. Unless, of course, we're talking about Jesus-approved reproductive sex for 10, 12, or 14 children.
Oh, in that case, yes, have 30 children. Go forth and reproduce.
Send me your thoughts. Am I missing something here? I'm on Twitter at @Pakman. I've talked about how people of all ages, but particularly millennials, are owning cars less and participating more in the sharing economy. And one of the more popular options is Zipcar, which gets you a car when you want it, when you need it. They offer all sorts of cars, SUVs, hybrids, whatever you need. It includes insurance and it includes gas. You just pay for the time that you actually use the car. And you can reserve the car online from your smartphone over the phone. Then you unlock it with your Zip card. Each car share member reduces their personal CO2 emissions by between 1,100 and 1,600 pounds per year. For our audience, Zipcar is offering $25 of free driving credit if you sign up at joinzipcar.com/David. Support our show, reduce your carbon emissions and your spending on cars. Sign up at joinzipcar.com/David.